Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Katie here, and the last week and a half or so has been insane. Absolutely insane, because my best friend and her sister came to visit all the way from America. They were here for 10 days and the days were jam packed, as they should have been, with car rides and adventures and exploring New Zealand and catching up on everything. Megan and I talk every single day. We still have a lot to catch up on, but since we do talk every day, we were just like, I can't believe I'm seeing you like here in person. It was just absolutely insane to have them in our home in New Zealand and get to share our new home with them. And I think that for me was so incredibly special, to have people that we love come see where we live now and the life we've made for ourselves over here in the short 5 months that we've been here, and just to get to explore more of New Zealand with them, parts we haven't seen, and then going back to a couple of places where we have been. And do I have a spot right here? Gosh darn it. That's sad. What was I even saying? Going to new places in New Zealand, and then also going to places that we had been in the past and like re-exploring them, and kind of having an idea of like, oh, we can show them kind of around, like we kind of know this area, that kind of a thing. So we had a huge itinerary. I made a Google Doc and planned out every single day, and it was pretty much perfect. The weather was incredible. We got so lucky, except for their last day here. I'll kind of walk you through it, and then this is kind of for our memories. Obviously, all of this is for our memories. I show little like clips and videos of where we were and go from that. So they got here and we had an incredible meal at Little High in Christchurch. And if you have never been there, they have a lot of awesome options. And so I definitely suggest you check it out. That was great. And then, oh, we went fly fishing the next day. Oh my gosh, it was a very, very long and very hot day, but it was incredible. It was so cool to see Megan's sister, who had been fly fishing before, just kind of like in her element. And we had the most incredible guide. I'll have to find his information and link him down below. His name was Chris, and he picked us up from Christchurch, picked up lunch, and then we had the most incredible day with him. He was so knowledgeable and cared so much about the environment and the fish and everything. And he could spot a fish in the water like a mile away. It was crazy how quick he could see them. And I'm like squinting my eyes with my glasses and polarized glasses. I'm like, I can't see them. But he could see them instantly. So it was a really cool experience. Megan's sister did catch a fish, and then of course released it safely. And Megan and I tried our best, but we did not catch a fish. I think we both got a couple of bites, but we didn't exactly catch anything. But that's okay. It was a really cool experience, and I would have never chosen to do that on my own. So it was a good time to do it. Yeah. Then we drove to Lake Tekapo the next day, and we did the Mount John, I believe that's what it's called, John Walkway, which we had done in the past, but we went in the middle of winter and it was so snowy. It was insane to go back to Lake Tekapo and not see snow on the ground, and the walk was a lot easier. It was crazy windy. We were like holding onto our hats, and everyone that would pass would be like, it's really windy up there, and we're like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. And then we like were blowing over, and it was hilarious. That was a lot of fun. And then the next day we went to Hooker Valley Track. That's what the next day was. Hooker Valley Track, and it was absolutely beautiful. I will insert video, and it was just absolutely insane. Definitely more people on that trek, but it was gorgeous nonetheless. And we just like sat at the end and soaked up the sun, and it was just beautiful. Everything in New Zealand is just, no matter where you are, it's just stunning. So we really enjoyed that. And then we stayed another night in Lake Tekapo and went to the hot springs, and then drove back to Christchurch and had a bit of a beach day and had drinks at the Pink Lady rooftop bar, which was really wonderful. We wish the weather would have been better because I'm sure that the sunset would have been better, but the drinks were great. We had a really fun time, and we got to just enjoy each other's company while just sipping on really nice cocktails, which is always a good time. And then from there, oh my gosh, what did we even do? On Monday, we then drove to Castle Hill. We stopped there and got some good pictures of the giant rocks. They were so cool. Castle Hill is beautiful. And just like thinking about that was, I mean, obviously it was all once underwater, but thinking about what created those structures, it was really, really cool. From there, we went to Arthur's Pass and Arthur's Pass Village. We got to see some kias. We were just like sitting and eating a snack at the little cafe. And Megan's sister was like, oh, that's a big parrot. And I like looked at it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a Kia. So I snapped some pictures, and Keaton didn't come with us because he had to work. And I sent them to Keaton. He was like, I'm so jealous. But it was so cool to see them in real life. And one of them like tried to get this lady's apple, and that was kind of funny, but it was so fun to just like, oh, they're right there. Like, that's great. And then we did a couple of the treks in Arthur's Pass, some waterfalls, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna keep saying that because it was absolutely gorgeous. Everything was absolutely gorgeous. And then I might get my days switched around, but we also went to Akaroa and had the most incredible, like, when I say incredible, it was fantastic. Probably the best pasta I've ever had in my entire life. I believe it was called Ahi Cafe. I'll have to look it up, and I'll link the website in the description. But if you go to Akaroa, you have to eat there. Keaton and I had eaten breakfast there before. I was like, oh, I know that's really good. And then I was like kind of bummed when we sat down because they were no longer serving breakfast. And so I was like, oh, I'll just get this pasta. And then it was like the most incredible pasta I've ever had in my life. So definitely go there. Then we went to the Hinaway Reserve and walked around there and kind of hiked. I mean, none of us wore our hiking shoes because we figured it would be like an easier walk, but we went down, saw a few waterfalls, and then I kid you not, we were going up at like a 45-degree angle, and we had to stop quite a few times because it was just so hard to walk up. And man, my cardiovascular fitness needs to up its game because, and I've said in the past, I think it's gotten much better since coming here and hiking, but your hiking cardiovascular fitness is so much different than like regular cardiovascular fitness. Like I could go run a 5K and be perfectly fine. I also have asthma, so there's that, but this was a whole nother level because like your whole bottom half is burning and your top half is like so it's kind of insane. But it was stunning. I had no idea that the reserve was even there, and it is privately taken care of and maintained, and the gentleman that maintains it does an incredible job. Like the signage was incredible, and it was just, we always knew where we were going. There was a handwritten map, and there was like a handwritten newsletter. It was amazing. So if you're in Akaroa, I definitely suggest spending some time there and even donating to the reserve because it's so well maintained, and it's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So after Ekaroa, let's see, I think we had another day in Christchurch. Our washer broke. And so I dropped Megan and her sister off at the Canterbury Museum, and then they went to the Quake City because Keaton and I had both done those before, and I went to the laundromat and washed clothes and dried the clothes because we needed towels. We were out of towels. They needed laundry done. We needed laundry done. So I was like, I texted Keaton because he was at work, and it's like, I dropped off the kids at the museum and I'm headed to the laundromat. But yeah, so that was good. And then we went to the beach. From there, we went to Sumner Beach, which was a beautiful day. Nice to just like relax kind of after a long day of driving. And we just love all of the dogs. I've said it before, but all of the dogs at the beach are the best. That's the best thing that you see all the time is the amount of dogs. From there, oh my gosh, what did we do? Oh, Friday we went to Kaikoura, and the weather was not the best, sadly. It was still a beautiful place. So when we drove in, we could see clouds starting to form on the top of the mountain, so we could see the snow-capped peaks. By the end of the day, the mountains were like covered halfway with clouds. So we're very lucky that we got to see the tips of them for even just a little while. And yeah, that was great. And then we went to different stores and little boutiques and shops and got some they got some gifts to take home, and Keaton got a sweatshirt that was really cool. But then we drove home and spent one more night getting dinner and chatting and talking and just kind of reminiscing on the trip. And it was just exactly what I needed. Obviously, I've spoken before about it's been a little bit lonely here because it's just Keaton and I, and we don't go out too much, and so we don't really make new acquaintances or anything. And like, I'm very grateful for like my coworkers and the people again that I get to see at work, and Keaton's coworkers are great too. But just to have like your best friend too, just to have them with you and like share all of this is the best thing that I could ever ask for. So it was an amazing week and a half, and I am gonna remember it for forever. And I cried dropping them off at the airport, and Megan gave me a hug, and she just like whispered in my ear, like, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for doing this, and like, thank you for sharing it. And I just, hearing the like, I'm so proud of you was, I don't know, I guess obviously I'm starting to cry now, but like meant more to me than I think anything could, because we worked our butts off to get here and to make this home, and for her to say, like, as my best friend, like, I'm so proud of you for like picking up your life and moving to another country. Like, it just meant the world. So I don't know if anybody in your life needs to hear that you're proud of them for doing whatever they've done, but maybe just tell someone that you're proud of them, because maybe they need to hear it more than you think that they do. So Meg, if you're watching this, I love you very much, and I miss you already. Come back. But yeah, just wanted to give a little bit for the memory books of our trip and document it and share. If you have someone coming to New Zealand for 10 days, you could follow our path, and I'll share my Google Doc if you want it of everything that we did. I had everything like drive length and all of that laid out, which was really nice to have, because we knew like when we needed to get up and how long it would take to get there and everything right away. So yes, I can't wait until Keaton's family comes to visit in February. That'll be the next time we have anyone here. And from November right now to February, and that's gonna go by in just a couple of months. It's gonna go by so quick, so we can't wait for that. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'm gonna rewatch it probably a million times in the months to come when I start to miss my beautiful friend. But thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.